What's going on, guys?
That's all it is, man. A leap of faith.
This is the way. Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Tells me the most momentous.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optics, brought to you by the Drive-In Podcast Network, where we discuss film, TV, and everything pop culture related. I'm your host, Christian, and I'm joined by my co-host, Devin, and our guest, Leo Rydell from Geeky Goods. What's going on, guys? How's your week been?
What a nice end, man. What a nice end to the week.
9 weeks later.
It's bittersweet to get to the end, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Couldn't they have given us one
especially
more?
that ending. Doesn't get more bittersweet than that.
Wow. I'm sensing some salty material.
No, it was bittersweet. Like,
yeah,
Like,
how
I
it
don't
ended.
want it to end.
Yeah,
No, and it was
I really
literally
did.
a bittersweet ending
That is
because of
true.
what happened.
Yeah, I'm sad that it's over. Like, I wish it was 10 episodes. Like, just like one more week. Just one more week. That's
Even
all
it
I needed.
out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of, it's kind of weird because you have a lot of these shows nowadays where it's like they've been getting a little ballsy with like, oh, we're only going to do 6-7 episode, series for season 1, and then maybe we'll do 8 and 9 for like season 2, and then we'll get into maybe 10 solid episodes. I'm like, but I kind of understand because it's
Maybe
like,
if they had one more week, they would have decided against Ralph Boner.
wow.
Oh, man.
Wow. I can't
Firing
believe
shots
you went-
already.
Right. I thought that part
That's
was
what
funny.
that's what lingered the most out of the whole episode. For me.
That's what lingered to you? Really?
Because it's just a slap in the face
Okay.
of everybody.
All right.
All
Okay.
right. So
All right.
I guess should we start there? Like,
Well, hold
should
on
we-
one second.
Okay.
Let's get into a little bit of housekeeping news here for bits, and then we'll jump straight in. So before we begin today's deep dive topic into the Wandavision series finale, you can listen to this podcast on platforms around the internet, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Film Optics. That is Optics with an X for all of our latest announcements. So also, before we begin, we're going to just go straight into spoilers. So that is your warning right now. I think we're literally.
I
one more
hope
time.
Ralph Boner just got spoiled for somebody, so they don't have to go
Yeah.
through that live.
Wow.
woo! All right, you do not like Ralph, do
He
you?
does not like around, but like it's so.
I liked the episode. I thought it was a really good finale, but they massacred my boy. Like, what are they doing?
He was your boy.
Everyone loves Fox Quicksilver.
Yeah. Dude, that
Except-
Matrix
except
scene
you
in Days
somehow.
of Future Past, like that was top tier, man.
Oh man, looking in the chat really quick, we have Amanda from Candid Cinema. What's going on?
Yo,
What up, man?
What is up? Wow. Yes. Okay. That's enough of you. No, I'm just kidding.
You got to get the jabs in. So
yeah,
be ready.
yeah. I'll let her. I'll let her. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, it's just I don't know. I guess let's just start from the beginning. I wanted to get you guys' first impressions of this episode. So I guess we'll start with our guest, Leo, of course. What did you think of the overall episode before we get into like the weeds and whatnot?
So this episode I thought was absolutely incredible. Like, honestly, I love this episode. There were some things that we didn't get that I wasn't disappointed about, and then there were some things that we did get that I was disappointed about, namely the Quicksilver and Monica's lack of presence in this episode. But we'll get into that a little bit later once we talk about what we didn't like. But just overall, incredible episode. I mean, the moment between Wanda and Vision when the entire family had to say goodbye, they had this one shot where it panned over to a portrait of the family, all 4 of them. And it hit me right in that moment. Like, it got so emotional for me right there because we have been with these 4 for the last 9 weeks, and I'm already attached. I mean, the gravitas of their acting has just carried over every single week, and it just came to an absolute head in this episode when they turned to each other and it was time to say goodbye another time. I mean, as if Infinity War wasn't already enough when we had to see Vision die twice right in front of Wanda. We had to see it again, guys. But what is positive about that is White Vision now has all of the memories of Vision.
We
so
hope.
It's very possible. Yeah, we hope at least. It's very possible that we could get Vision back in some kind of way, shape, or form or capacity. But I love that. I love that we get this Man of Steel-esque battle between Vision and White Vision. Very cool callback to Superman media. And it's just a really great episode all around. I like the CG. I really enjoyed Elizabeth Olsen versus Agatha Harkness. Love the Scarlet Witch reveal. Loved it. I mean, when she got the crown and I was like, oh my God, let's go. But it was very reminiscent of the Phoenix Force. Like, it made me think of Dark Phoenix when all the energy was surrounding her and she was absorbing the magic from Agatha Harkness. Very Dark Phoenix vibes, but it was just an incredible episode all around. I just would have loved a little bit more from Monica, because I felt like she was getting built up throughout the entire series to have a very similar end button, just like Wanda, but it kind of felt like she was cut a little short. Then again, the post credits, one of them was focused on her, so I enjoy that we're going to get more of her. There's a nice cliffhanger for Wanda at the end of this, which really does make us question now, okay, there's got to be a multiverse. Where are they calling her from? The kids are whispering, help me, mom, help me. Where are they coming from? Like, are we in the multiverse of madness now?
Mephisto.
Stop. No more
Mephisto.
Mephisto. No more Mephisto. We're not doing that.
I mean, let's be real here, though. I'm going to pose you guys a question. And I'm going to pose this to Amanda and anybody else who's in the chat listening. Do you think this is the last we will see of Ralph? Do you think this is that wasn't
so.
Quicksilver? I don't know. I kind of have a theory, guys, and I know WandaVision's done, but I don't know if that was Ralph Boner. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. We might get our Quicksilver back, y'all. I still got some hope, but Tommy and Billy, I don't think they're gone, and I definitely don't think Vision's gone since White Vision now has the memories. Just a great episode overall. Couple kinks in there, but honestly, guys, I loved it. I love this series as a whole, and it just came to an incredible head at the end. I think it's going to disappoint some people, though, because these theories and all this overthinking we did, y'all, didn't pan out at the end, did it? But I'm glad Marvel stuck to their guns.
Yeah. Okay, Devin, go ahead. Just rip the Band-Aid off, because I know it's fine. I'm just so in love with this series.
It's kind of.
I agree too. I loved the majority of this episode. There were a couple annoyances, like I mentioned, Ralph Boner being the number one. It feels like such a waste of any potential that they brought out for X-Men, multiverse, Quicksilver. It's just all down the drain for a Boner joke. I mean, I did chuckle when it happened, but then I sat and thought for a little bit, and I was like, that was something. That wasn't great. But other than that, I mean, I did think it was pretty great. I loved White Vision. He was just like a Terminator at first, just coming out of those flames, like looking all badass. I was like, whoa, hello, Bettany, I see you.
All right. Really quick, Amanda says in the chat, or Candid Cinema, excuse me, she's using her alias today, that Leo is too optimistic for me, and I'll never.
That's actually a good point.
Ever again.
There was an issue of everyone's expectations not being met, but I think it's not like. I don't think it was the fans' fault though. It was the writers, the directors, and the actors. They all were setting up these little hints throughout the entire season, and then most of it didn't get paid off.
I feel like it's everybody's fault to a degree, because yes, Paul Bettany trolling the internet.
That was a good troll. I mean,
that was a good troll.
No, that was wrong, fella.
I mean, it was
not to disagree. That was wrong.
It was annoying, but
that was just wrong. No, how you gonna tell us there is somebody I've been looking forward to this entire time acting with on screen, and it's him?
Of course he is. He's me.
There's also the aerospace engineer troll. Like,
okay,
why would they
I don't
focus so
think
much
that
on
led.
that?
I didn't think that was going to lead anywhere. Like,
why they put so much focus on it for no reason? The director apologized for it. He knows he messed up. He literally apologized.
But then again, like obviously, like I can't say it's the director's fault because I would say I think the blame shares between the fans and the actors.
I usually would blame the fans, but this one it's just like it's all on you guys. You set it up.
You had Elizabeth Olsen saying there's like a Luke Skywalker level cameo.
Well,
and then you have Paul Bettany
I want to clarify that real quick. I just real quick want to clarify. The reporter did ask her, is there a cameo in this season like The Mandalorian season 2? They didn't even say like Luke Skywalker or anything. I think the reporters and tabloids just ran with that and were like, oh, it's like Luke Skywalker. But I'm like, this is Bo-Katan at best.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she could have been referring to a cameo like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Really quick in the chat, Tyler Calvert. What's up, Tyler? He says, quick boner. I like that.
What up, Tyler?
More like boner killer, but
wow. Amanda says, Tyler, please think of the children. A horrible troll. I thought it was hilarious. Like, who else better would you ever want to act with than yourself? It's like the whole Ben Kenobi thing. It's like, oh, do you know who this Ben Kenobi is? Of course I know who he is. He's me. And it's like, oh my God, it's amazing. I thought it was hilarious because like it worked.
When you got
big
people
so well.
You got big people though, like Patrick Stewart, who's been on the Fox end of things, and you've got people like Ian McKellen, Michael Fassbender. Of course, we're gonna think of those people when you say there's somebody we're looking forward to. It's like, come on, don't do that to us. But
and that's why I say, it is part of like definitely the actor's fault, but like. I do blame fans as well for running crazy wild. Like I thought that it's gonna be Michael.
Well, what do you expect them to do though? Like they were given the information.
Not that crazy though. It's like have some kind of realistic like grasp. But I mean,
what would be realistic for someone who's like an amazing god tier actor? Like I don't know what.
I mean, like it would have been cool, but it's like I didn't think there's no way that they would have introduced. So like now thinking back on it, I'm like, there's no way they would have tried to introduce Fantastic Four and the X-Men all in WandaVision. And
maybe one would have been nice.
Spectrum. We got Spectrum. What are you talking about?
That's something. That's something. We got something. Yeah. We got something.
We got.
I think
Scarlet Witch in her true form.
She's gonna be called Photon, but yeah.
Yeah. She goes by like so many names.
I think
her mom was Photon.
I think she'll just go by her mom's name.
Tyler says in the chat should have just brought Luke Skywalker into Wandavision.
So I thought, okay, this was definitely not going to happen, but I thought it would have been brilliant if they did a post credit with Deadpool with the like robot. And it had like a cloak, and then, you said Luke Skywalker.
I just want to know, where is Doctor Strange? All this magic's happening down the street from him, like a state over, and he's like, "No, I'm good. I'm just gonna hang out."
Like New Jersey. I don't blame him. He doesn't like Jersey.
I wouldn't want to go to Jersey either, but
but
he's just hanging around, not coming to help. It's kind of a big hole there.
Did anybody think he was gonna show up when she was making tea? Like I was like, is he just gonna like
waiting for
it? You know what? For a hot second, I did.
I was waiting for him to float down into the house, like
and be like, I heard some stuff.
You got the tea, girl. Come here.
Yeah. Really quick shout out to Around These is Room Dooms. Sorry.
Hey, what's going on? I think that's somebody from my channel. So hello.
Okay. What's up? Welcome. So so Tyler says in the chat, I want to know where White Vision pieced out to, which is actually that is a good question. Is he just pieced out? Yeah, he just soared up in the sky. He was like
existential crisis, and he was like, "I'm out."
He's like, "I'm Vision," and then he just kills out.
We also got to talk about how good of a fight that was. Like they were having that cool laser battle, but then it ends up in a library. They have a philosophical battle. Like that was so cool.
That was
Battle
so tight.
Of the mind.
And it's like they were even like phasing through each other. I mean, it was just so cool. But I even said in my reaction, I was like, Vision just dipped. Like White Vision literally just dipped out. Like what the heck was that about?
He was like, I know who I am now. I know what I must do. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, like, that is one loose end. I guess another loose end would be.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Okay. hear me out, because I'm just saying everyone's like, oh my god, like it's just fake Pietro. I'm like, well, yeah, they did say that, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks ago, where it wasn't really him, but like, I mean, he seemed to have a really great time on the show. From, I think someone had tweeted out like one of his quotes, working with the MCU, and it's like, I did think it was a nice twist, because it's like, oh, let's kind of bring this guy in who kind of like someone who the fans would recognize. It's like, oh, it's Quicksilver, but we've seen in the background
but
that.
But then it ends with Ralph Boner.
Right? You thought that was a good twist?
I thought that was so funny though, but I mean, I'm just saying there could be room for that, but like at the same time, I didn't really care too much, because the rest of the episode to me was just amazing, like heartbreaking. So like, I mean, yeah, it's a small little like nitpick for me, but it's like I tend to like overlook those, just because I did think it was funny.
They did focus whole episode on him.
Yeah. Well,
so it's not that small.
Wait,
the
on
reveal
Ralph?
at the end of 5.
The Halloween episode was
Okay. I was confused for a second. I got you. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
It's just like it just becomes annoying when they're trolling us like multiple times in the series. Like, I understand maybe once to kind of like trick you a little bit, but if you're gonna troll the audience like multiple times, it's like, what are you doing that for?
Too close to like spoiling. I don't know. I think it's fun to keep fans guessing and trolling.
Maybe once, but like they got us like 3 times this series.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was hilarious though. Like they're trying something new. Just throwing fans off, throwing people off the scent. But really quick in the chat, we have Around These is Dooms. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that name, and I do apologize.
I think you're getting it right. Around These is Dooms.
Okay, so they said they're having MCU marathon. Wow, they're having an MCU marathon from the first Avengers to Far From Home. Okay.
Ooh, going in chronological.
Yeah,
just skip those first 2 Thor movies and you're good.
Wow, you hear that?
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm on
Yeah.
your side. Look, we're going into the weeds here, but the first 2 Thor films, not that great. And I'm not going to say they're horrible movies, because no, I don't think any movies in the MCU are just absolutely horrible. But I will say, compared to Ragnarok, 2 is big bad. The first one, not so bad, but just not Ragnarok. We throw Ragnarok supremacy up in here.
That's a good point about the post-credit scene at the end. It could have been directed by Sam Raimi, because they used the Doctor Strange score during that scene.
Yeah, they did.
See, and I was like, okay,
that,
Strange is coming. We're going to see a cloak come down. Even if they gave us like a cloak just floating down, even if it was just the cloak, I don't even care. It's just like the cloak coming to inspect. I'm like, dude, that would be awesome.
I kept waiting for him the whole episode. I was like, he's got to show up. He's got to show up.
Same. But I will say, Marvel stuck to their guns by just making this hard focused.
It's a Wanda and Vision. Yeah, it's a Wanda and Vision show, so it makes sense.
Scarlet Witch origin story. Nobody else.
Thor Ragnarok. Okay, yeah, that's right, Mando. Say
bye.
Something. Damn, he was like, peace.
Thor Ragnarok's the best.
Be out like White Vision. He was just like, that dude literally just like snapped his fingers.
That was one awkward part of the episode. And I was like, okay, I guess the emotion overwhelmed him so much that he just like had to leave. But I was just like, he just dipped out. Like, what the hell?
Did the sword guys like track him down? Because they were tracking him. Did they catch him? Is he free now?
I think he's just roaming around, folks.
I guess.
Waiting for the call.
Tyler says in the chat, bring back Hugh Jackman in the next MCU movie.
Yeah.
And just have some random dude named Robert.
Robert F
Hart
word in the MCU that he just says, go F yourself, just like he did in First Class.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, we got some Thor lovers in here between Around These is Dooms and Amanda, of course. But hey, I mean, this is a Thor Ragnarok house. We stand it. We love it. We
absolutely.
Yeah.
Taika does not miss.
He really.
You know what?
doesn't.
I agree. He really doesn't.
He
Even his
doesn't.
Mandalorian episode was fantastic.
It really was. It's just like that man is fan. Like I was talking to one of my friends. She's like, "Oh yeah, that one director from New Zealand who did that one Rabbit movie." I was like, "Okay."
Jojo Rabbit is hilarious.
I
man.
love it
That was
so
my favorite
so
of that
much.
year.
It really was. But so we get a few more peeks in this this episode with, of course, Monica Rambeau, manifesting into her powers there for a little bit, which I thought was actually pretty sweet. But
Yeah, that was awesome.
it's just like I think the thing that hit me the most besides besides Wanda's kind of like breakdown, because when she finally gets to talk to the townspeople and they're like, where are my children? And
That was
she's like,
that one cut hard. They were like,
yeah, it
we
did.
feel
She's
your
like,
nightmares.
yeah, she's like, no, you guys are safe. You're safe. You're fine. You're fine. And she's like, I mean, the rest of the people are like, no, it's more of just, we're experiencing your trauma, and we, that was hard. And then she freaks out. It's kind of like, her powers are growing. She doesn't really know what to do with them. She gets all this new information with her being the Scarlet Witch, which it's like, I mean, it's a lot to take in. And then her children are, can't really exist outside of the hex, because I wasn't sure if they were able to or not. But we
didn't know until this episode.
Yeah, I always had like a feeling, and I was like, I couldn't expect her to do anything more special with, bringing them into the world, because Agatha said, they're so grounded within the hex that you created them in, they can't survive outside of that. And it's like, damn, as soon as they put she puts them to bed, I was like, oh my god.
Oh gosh.
Damn,
if I recall
that
correctly, in the comics, I know that the very first incarnations of the two of them have to sacrifice themselves. I think they do it to defeat Mephisto, and they sacrifice themselves, and they're reborn into two other beings, but they're still technically twin brothers, but they're born in separate places. So I think that's might be kind of where they're leading to, their MCU version of that. So maybe they will pop up in another universe and she'll have to go save them or whatever. But wasn't that sad when they were like disintegrating? I was like, oh my God, please don't make us watch these kids like go that way.
Yeah, I think one of the director was saying that like it does end on like a somber, like a very sad note. And I was like,
and it did.
It did. Yeah, I was like, okay, Vision is somehow gonna, disappear or whatever. But like the kids too.
His goodbye though was just like,
oh my God.
Goodbye, darling.
Right. And it was
until they meet again. It's like, I'm saying goodbye until, the next time we can say hello. And it's like the writing for this entire series was just fantastic.
Should he have mentioned White Vision though? Like, hey, I got this white guy you can go hang out with. Like, we're kind of the same.
I know he's not a vision of color, but
so my question with that was, did he implant those memories with him and Wanda and the Hex in that vision?
Seemingly.
Or did he just, because it seemed to end with him dying from Thanos. I don't know if he like gave him those memories. Like technically those aren't really actual Vision's memories, are they?
Yeah. I think they are, because going back to like Avengers Infinity War, when they're trying to remove the Mind Stone from Vision, and I think Bruce was saying that, Vision's personality's entire like makeup is made up of like, between Jarvis and, Ultron and, the stone kind of all working together. And he's like, oh, if we remove the stone, maybe there's still a little bit of Vision in there. I think that's what happened, because with White Vision, from what I've read, he's kind of like, the more like
the body. Yeah,
the body, and a more I guess mind controlled or serious version of Vision without those memories. But it's like maybe that's what he did. He's like, like, oh, you're a synthezoid, those memories or like that data doesn't just go away. Like you are a complex human or a complex being. So it's like maybe that's what happened. Like they had to have been there.
I see what you're saying, because like what she had told him towards the end was that you are the piece of the Mind Stone that lives within me. So I guess we can just assume when he implanted those memories in the synthezoid White Vision he
Mm.
gave her those memories. He gave him those memories with her.
Yeah, maybe. And around Visa's dooms, man, that is really hard to say for me. But they said they would love to see a White Vision mini series of White Vision. After,
Yeah, do we think he's going to show up anywhere? Maybe Doctor Strange?
I would think Doctor Strange too, if anywhere.
Yeah, like I saw a random White Vision the other day out in the wild. Kind of like a little Pokemon sighting. The legendary White Vision. I don't know.
Blue eyes, White Vision.
Hey,
Yeah,
there we go.
literally.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I play my trap card.
Exactly. You activated my
Speaking of,
trap card.
Wanda did play that trap card nicely with those runes.
She did.
I was like, why is she
did.
missing so much? And I was like, there it is.
That
All
was
right.
tight, man.
How did
That was-
Agatha not realize that for a second? I
We
was
didn't
like,
realize
oh.
it.
we did.
Yeah, that is true. Like even the second time around when I was watching the finale, I was like, yeah, like that actually does make sense because she was kind of like, hitting her a few times, and it's kind of like, all right, then I'll kind of purposely miss, and it's like, it can easily be construed as, she's just so angry, she's trying to defeat her enemy that she's just missing. But it's like, that was pretty clever. I like that. That was really good. That was really good stuff. Tyler says in the chat, just for Amanda, I hope Henry Cavill gets another Superman movie, but it's directed by Taika. That is actually hilarious.
Superman is way too lame for Taika. Hot take.
Oh, hold
Hot
on
take.
now.
Wow,
Oh, buddy.
Superman is too lame for.
That'd be some. He would
Uh-oh.
do really good at like all-star Superman stuff, I think, or he would do really good in like the Asian Superman. That would be cool. He could take that and make it funny.
Or the oh my gosh, the Red Superman Red Sun. That was a really good animated film, by the way. Really like that.
Yeah,
one.
I liked Red Sun. I liked Red
Yeah.
Sun.
Yeah, I'm not even a big Superman fan like at all, and I actually liked it a lot.
I think he
And-
gets a little too much hate nowadays, but I'm not
Yeah.
I like
For me,
Batman more,
yeah.
and I
Yeah.
like Spider-Man more, obviously.
Oh,
but,
for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I tweeted out today. I was like, hey, like these Goku over Superman. These
all day,
facts.
all day.
These are the facts. It's
No
just
arguments from me.
oh man. I mean, I like Superman. It's just more of I don't know. He's just kind of one-dimensional in a way, but
Yeah,
kinda
he's
like,
perfect. He's kind of
Yeah.
a perfect character a little bit.
It's kind of like Luke Skywalker as well.
That's why the Superman and Lois show and those stories kind of work because they do prove that it's hard for Superman to have a life outside of being Superman. And so that kind of introduces imperfections into his character that he kind of lacks balance actually when it comes to just everything. I saw that comment about Henry Cavill, the Superman, MCU Scott Summers. I think he's maybe just a tad too big. Well, no, if we're
He's a
going
buff
X-Men
dude.
animated,
He's
if we're going
buff
X-Men
dude.
animated though, like Cyclops is
Yeah.
jacked.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I'd be down for that.
Yeah, because I mean, we got news this week earlier. I know we're kind of like getting up beaten path, but we'll come back to WandaVision in a second. With I guess they're the mutants, and everyone was like, "Ooh, why are they not called the X-Men?"
I heard
Like-
that Stan Lee originally wanted them to go by just the mutants. So maybe it's just homage to him.
I think it's more. It could be that, but I think it is more of the mutants have to come from somewhere. Like they can't just we're the X-Men, we're a team. It's like, okay, number one, how was this team formed? Like it has to start somewhere. That was my thought process of it. Maybe, but
Do you guys think that potentially that the Hex created the mutants? Potentially,
Either the Hex or the
know
Snap.
what? Yeah, I was thinking that because it's kind of like since we've learned that Wanda has always technically been the Scarlet Witch, and it's like the Mind Stone in a way activated those powers that
dormant X genes.
Yeah. It's kind of like her power's always been there, but it's been dormant for so long. It's like maybe she's now the key to unlocking people's abilities that they've had all this time, but
But that was only Westview, New Jersey.
well,
Yeah,
no, I'm
that's
not.
the issue.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So for me, it's like the Snap just makes too much sense. It's like it's already all set up for him. Like they don't even have to do anything. The work
She
has been
did
done.
open up something though, didn't not Hagatha. Wow, Agatha.
She a hag, bruh.
She is a hag. Didn't she say that? I mean, yeah, she's destined to quote unquote destroy the world. I mean, maybe like down the line, I kind of see her possibly becoming like the next big baddie, but she opened up something because Agatha was saying,
do you know what you've done?
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
along those lines. And I was like, what did Wanda do? Like, what
so
happened?
maybe-
Mephisto.
Stop. So Tyler was talking about in the chat really quick, Hayward's plan was foiled by Vision, giving White Vision PTSD and 2 kids that aren't even real.
I wanted to actually talk about Hayward because, like, up until this episode, he was kind of in the right a little bit. Like,
I agree. I think it was up until the last episode because when he doctored up that footage of Wanda breaking in, I was like, okay, he clearly has something against Wanda. But I agree with you because he had a certain perspective because you could understand where he was coming from. This is the lady that caused an explosion that killed
and she was absolutely doing a bad thing. She was holding people captive under her spell.
And this comes after the stuff that happened in Civil War. Like, a lot of stuff happened with Wanda Maximoff that would tip a lot of people's radar off.
Yeah.
But then they just kind of forced him to shoot the kids just to make him, like, make sure you think he's a bad guy. Like, you got to make sure you hate this guy.
Yeah, it's like he's about to empty his clip on Monica and these kids. What is happening?
Seriously, though.
That was savage.
I was like, wow. I'm like,
I like how he has this basic ass pistol. They're like the most advanced.
It's like a little
government agency in the world.
Right?
It's like a little pink Beretta or something.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll take them out. Like, what? Pew, pew, pew. No, it would have been so. I'm like, what does he think he's going to be doing with that? But it's like, okay, even if they were to get shot, would that have really affected them as just, like
No.
so? Because it's like, yeah, whatever. But obviously, I don't even know if Monica knew if they were real or not. She just saw kids about to get mowed down.
Yeah, I mean, she just jumped in the way, and I honestly,
That was sweet.
I know she was Spectrum, but I was just like, oh my god, like, I freaked out when I saw. I was like, oh, is she gonna get hurt? But man, the powers activating. That was a moment we've been waiting for all season. We got the blue
She's
eyes.
one of the most powerful people they could bring in.
Yeah.
I mean, she's Captain Marvel level. Like,
literally.
This is a huge. If you want a power scale, this is an Omega level mutant among all the rest.
Speaking of power, Agatha mentioned that Scarlet Witch is more powerful than Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh,
that was
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't think she should be yet?
I mean, so like everyone keeps talking about, because I guess Brie Larson keeps going around saying that Captain Marvel is the strongest Avenger. I'm like, well, I feel like there's a difference between the strongest and the most powerful. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Captain Marvel has the strength, but in terms of like power, like raw power, I definitely think that it's Wanda for sure. Just the things that we've seen alone, there's just no way that, like, I don't know. But I mean, it's more stronger than Sorcerer Supreme. I'm like, that does say a lot. But how does that stack up? Like, let's say if the X-Men were in this universe already, like if Jean Grey, the Phoenix Force, like how do you balance that power? Because like Leo said earlier, he got a lot of Phoenix Force Jean Grey vibes, and I did too, but it's like
no more Dark Phoenix, please.
We're getting another Dark Phoenix. We're
No, please no. I really don't.
They're gonna do it
again. No, man. I just hope they look with the mutants, which, guys, that is totally a Chris Claremont run scrub of the New Mutants. Like, somebody doctored up that logo. But if we get the mutants, let's maybe even just have some origin stories, or let's build up to X-Men and just not even have the Dark Phoenix. Just skip it. Don't do it again. Please don't.
I want them to do it.
There's so many mutants they can work with. They don't need to do Jean Grey again.
Well, yeah. I mean, I want them to do it eventually, but not like, okay, no, X-Men are in, let's do another Dark Phoenix. Like, no, I do want them to focus on other mutants, because I mean, it's a fucking X-Men. Like, it's literally like my favorite superhero team. I don't know, but yeah, I want them to do it, just not right off the bat. Take your time explore other characters, but just sometime in our lifetime, that'd be great.
I think that Doctor Strange would actually win in the showdown against Wanda. I know she said, no more Dark Phoenix for like 10 years. And I know for sure, Tyler, I know she said that, you're more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme, but she doesn't have more control than Doctor Strange.
She's still
doesn't
learning
have more knowledge than Doctor Strange or more experience than Doctor Strange.
But her astral projection is better than Doctor Strange. He has to be asleep while he's doing it.
That's true.
She can walk around.
That is.
I think within a couple years, but typically that's how their characters always are. Like when Wanda says no more mutants in House of M, it's not like from a place of being in control anyway. She's already mentally broken from losing the twins. So it's like, okay, that happens. There's never really a moment where Wanda Maximoff is at absolute totality control. I mean, there's a few moments, but generally speaking, when her hugest powers unlock themselves, it's from a place of like trauma and things like this. So I would think Doctor Strange would get like a small upper hand. But hey, who knows where the MCU is going to go, guys? She could be the villain of the next movie.
I was going to say, do you think they're going to face off?
I think it's a possibility. Ren Geekness actually had a theory on his channel earlier talking about the post-credits, saying that it's very possible that there could be a bit of a duality in the personality of Scarlet Witch and Wanda Maximoff, and that Scarlet Witch will be this more dark, deceiving personality because she absorbed the magic from Agatha.
And
I can see that happening.
That's true. Yeah,
and the Darkhold. Yep.
Oh, you know what? I did not think about that because we viewed it as her just taking her powers back, but it's like we don't know what else she could have absorbed because now
you never know what you're gonna absorb in Jersey. Like you don't know what you're gonna pick up.
You never know what you're gonna catch when you go to Jersey.
Exactly.
Stay protected, my friends. Stay protected always. But yeah, I don't know because I mean during the end credit scene, the post credit scene. She's in the mountains wherever, I don't know, in this little house. Seems peaceful.
Sokovia, maybe.
And there's like two Wandas. She's harnessing her powers. She's cooking up a storm, drinking some tea, and reading from what was it, the book of the Damned?
Darkhold.
The Darkhold. Yeah. So I was like, oh, she's studying up. She's reading up. I mean, and then we hear her kids,
they're out there somewhere.
Mom. And it's like, something's about to happen. I got so excited. I was like, I know this is the end, but like that was just an amazing.
I don't think we mentioned the first after credit scene yet, but Nick Fury is calling down to Earth.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Finally. Did we know how long he's been in space?
No.
The real Nick Fury?
Well,
no idea.
Oh yeah, that's right. The
crazy.
real Nick Fury. That's right. Shit, I don't know.
You know what? My theory is I think he's been up there since Winter Soldier.
It might be that long.
Like when that crash happened and they were like Fable, all the death and stuff. I think they took him up at that point. Like, okay, let's start plotting and planning, and we're gonna plant a scroll to make them think that this is Nick Fury, but the whole time you're gonna be up here orchestrating this all with us. I think he's been up there way longer than it seems.
Yeah, that is true. And shout out to Tyler really quick, wondering if Wanda absorbed Agatha's amazing song ability.
Oh, man.
That would be too much power.
Song and dance.
That's too much power. We can't do that.
It's like, I don't know. This entire series was just so well written. And it's like, even when right before, the kids are about to go to sleep and, she says like, thank you for choosing to be, for letting me be your mom. And it's like, did they know exactly what was going to happen? Or it was kind of just like a, like we'll see you in the morning type thing. Kind of like, I guess like kind of like in The Office when Jim knew that Michael was leaving. And it's like, hey, like I'll see you tomorrow kind of thing. And it's just kind of like a, whatever. But I wonder if Speed and Wiccan knew exactly what was going on. Like when the hex was closing, if that makes sense.
I think they would have been crying a little bit.
Yeah, I interpreted it that they were just like, oh, we're gonna get up in the morning and it'll be the next day. Like I didn't really take it.
We have two dads now. Yay.
Yeah, none of them question that. Like, no, Nobody actually
Nobody.
ever questioned that.
Yeah.
And even
I mean-
Wanda saw him and wasn't like, wait, why are you like
Yeah, where'd he go?
powder
What happened?
white?
Just assumed he kicked his ass and left.
You're
I
looking
guess.
a little blue, sweetie.
Wasn't that pretty creepy when he just like walks up to her, just chokes her out? Like, I'm
Dude,
like,
that was insane. Like
that
he
was dark, bro.
he was like Vision. He's like Wanda. And then he
Speaking of
thinks like, I'm gonna
Terminator,
touch
like
your
that
berry
was
like-
totally like some I caught you, Sarah Connor.
His
Gotcha,
eyes,
bitch.
his eyes were insane.
Jeez. I
He
thought
was
that
like-
was dark as hell. Like there were a couple moments in this episode that were like skirting the line a little bit. Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
was one of them.
I mean, I'm trying to think what else was there. I mean, between what else kind of like, you know, teetered the line of, I guess, PG-13 as to like almost R besides, I don't know. Well, what was there any other like instances within the episode, or are you just talking about the series as a whole?
The series as a whole. in a
Oh,
couple
okay,
parts.
okay.
And then I feel like some of the witch stuff, like when she went into her mind and all those witches were walking up, I was like,
Dude,
oh,
that-
that could kind of skirt the line a little.
A nice little callback, by the way, from Age of Ultron, where she just like sneaks the crap up
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
Agatha. Oh, there
right.
we go.
Little Tony
I like how
Stark
they have,
shot.
like, they have
Yeah.
like a subconscious witch battle because like first Wanda has the upper hand. She gets her in her old family, and then Agatha takes back over, and it's like they're kind of going back and forth in this made up world. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Witchception.
Oh, the other like kind of skirting the line part was when the kids were like disintegrating, man.
Yeah.
That was
I was
crazy.
like,
stuff.
whoa, that was
Yeah,
On
there's
the
no way
edge.
they knew what was going on, because it's like they were just like on the ground, just like reaching for their mom, and it's like,
Mom,
It's
help. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, that's kind of dark.
yeah, it's but like I like how experimental this entire series or the season has been. It's like this isn't like your average like by the numbers Marvel film. Like not like it does pretty much play out like a movie if you're watching it, you know, back to back, which you can do now, but it's just
For everyone that complains about the Marvel formula, just watch this.
seriously though. And like, I mean, who says that like Loki isn't the same?
What I like about this show, and I think the Marvel shows where they're going, is that these side characters have a lot more layers to them than the movies ever allowed. The movies very much focused on Tony and Captain America. Wow, I was like, Cap. But Tony and Cap, Steve and Tony were very much the centerpieces of the Avengers and Thor and a little bit of Bruce Banner. We know what happened there with Ed Norton and rights and all that. They couldn't make more Hulk movies, but it was very much focused on those three characters. We finally are getting to see and explore other characters and just how deep they actually go beyond that couple of shots in Age of Ultron. And I'm just Steve's best friend, Bucky.
Yeah.
I'm just his right-hand man, Falcon. Like, we're getting to see that these characters are actual beings that have so many layers to their story that needs to be unraveled. And that's what I do like about this ending so much, is that they stuck to their guns and they said, this is a Scarlet Witch origin story. It is a story about Wanda and Vision beyond the Age of Ultron stuff, beyond the stuff that we've seen on surface level. And they want to focus specifically on these characters. And I love it. I think this is going to work out with Loki. This is going to work out with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think we're going to explore some really deep things about Sam in that series a lot. Like just those shots of him holding the shield and how this is a bit of a struggle for him. I'm very, very excited to see some more of those two characters. I feel like we're not going to get Hydra Cap now.
Wanda
Oh
and
my
Vision,
God.
Wanda and Vision were kind of like afterthoughts up until now. Like they
Yeah.
were like even Thanos was like, I don't even know who you are. Like, get out of here.
I don't
But-
even know
Oh,
who you
wow.
are.
But then it's like they're
That
kind of
was
like
best.
they're kind of like Marvel's first family if you think about it. Usually that's the Fantastic Four's title, but this could be the Marvel's first family. Like that's what they feel like right now.
Yeah. I mean, you got four
Yeah.
of them. The Wandavision, the two kids.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gave me the what was like the kind of like Incredibles vibe, you know, when
Yeah,
they're finally
they're
all
all
together.
they're all lined up, ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, it was great stuff, man. I absolutely loved it. Like, It was fan-freaking-tastic.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we've been talking about the series finale for a while, but what did you I guess like what did you guys think of this entire season as a whole? I know we've been talking about series finale for a bit, but I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts of how well do you think things kind of weave together, and do you would you go back and rewatch season 1 in its entirety? Maybe not like right now because we have Falcon and Winter Soldier coming up, but later on down the line, maybe later on this year, or like does it give you the urge to even watch Age of Ultron again?
Nah.
Wow. Wow.
Yikes.
Wow.
Maybe
Wow.
not Age of Ultron, but I love this series. I'm going back and watching this again for sure.
Yeah.
I think as a whole, it explores the grief, the sadness, the endurance that Wanda Maximoff had to go through. And it really just manifests that character and the character of Vision and makes them, like Devin was saying, more than an afterthought. I love this show. Love it, man. It's written well. It's acted well. And then Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, and /or Catherine Hahn don't get an Emmy nomination, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, I'll be pissed too. Like it's about time that when it comes to like comic book movies or just TV shows, anything that's like pretty much pop culture related, like it's I guess some people may think they don't need the acceptance or like the acknowledgement of like the Emmys or the Oscars, but I feel like they do, because they're movies just as anything else, and sometimes superhero movies, like that's my favorite genre. So it's like, I don't know. I definitely think that if WandaVision is not nominated for Emmy next year, then it's like, or this year, excuse me. Like, what's the fucking point? Like, it's literally just them saying, or I don't really know, but how could you not acknowledge something like this? Like, it's fantastic, and this is just the start of season 4, or phase 4. So it's like, we have so much coming down the pipeline. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff.
It was just so satisfying to see, like, just have it confirmed how high quality these Disney Plus TV shows are going to be.
Super high quality.
It's movie level, like exactly what we were dreaming. It's just so perfect.
I'm really glad
we're going to be adding content back to back the entire rest of the year.
Yeah, it's like I'm really glad that a lot of studios are now figuring out, especially for something this big or for bigger franchises, like it is worth to put the extra money into making it a stay-at-home experience. It's like, even with like Game of Thrones, I believe that really changed the way that we watch TV, especially after season 2. With the Battle of Blackwater, like a lot of people started jumping on that show as soon as the end of season 2. They're like, oh my god, you have to watch this amazing battle. There's all this green fire and everywhere that's like on the water and blah 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 blah, all these ships. And it's like, we're getting more of that movie level content within Disney. I really can't say the same for Warner Brothers when it comes to like the HBO side, but
oh boy, the DCEU.
DCEU.
The animated stuff is good though.
Yes,
the animated universe is on point.
Yeah,
and I will say
Doom Patrol.
Yeah, Doom Patrol, Harley Quinn. They do good at their like HBO Max original stuff.
They really do.
They need to clean up that DCEU, man. We all know about that. They need to clean it up.
Yeah. Devin, I was telling Leo what Seth said about the DCEU, and he said DC equals disconnected. I was like, damn.
Shots fired.
I mean, I love DC. Don't get me wrong. Like, everyone out there listening, like we're comic book fans. We're like, obviously people have their preferences when it comes to Marvel or DC, and that's totally fine. But it's like, we still love everything all the same. It's nothing. We want DC to be better so that we can have better films on both sides. So it's not just.
There's already people comparing the new Justice League to Avengers, and I'm just like,
let's not.
What are we doing?
Let's not go there.
What are we doing?
God. I mean,
And let's be real here, if we were to put the characters up against each other, Justice League would tear them up.
They would.
Yeah.
Easily.
Hawkeye would just be on his knees begging for mercy.
Aquaman would be like, wave, throw this guy out the way.
Man, Hawkeye would be the first man down.
Black Widow just not help. Maybe Black Widow could shoot Batman a couple times.
A little bit, but I feel like Batman would
like maybe Batman or like Nightwing.
Nah, Batman would be up against Cat. It'll be Batman and Cat.
Yeah. That oh man.
And they need Captain Marvel for Superman, that's for sure. Good luck.
Yeah.
Seriously though, yeah, with the Justice League, it is more godlike superheroes. I mean, besides Batman, but you know, he has a brain like a god, so it's whatever.
Right. I'm like, he's tactical as hell.
We could have the Flash go up against Ralph Boner and see who wins that one.
Oh man, that was such a jam.
Ralph Boner? He was like, Boner.
I totally agree with Around These Is Dooms as well. Robert Downey Jr. did deserve
I think
at least a nomination.
I think Endgame should have got more Oscar love. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. You know,
and I am Iron Man. Like, dude, that just
killed.
Oh my god, dude, that killed us.
Yeah, especially when Pepper was like, we'll be okay, and it's just like,
you can rest now.
Yeah, that is the part that really got me
for real. And it was like he could rest in this way, and then Steve could rest by going back and having his life with Peggy. Yeah. Something he never got to have. Tony has already had a life before the Avengers and stuff. Steve was just always on the front lines, and what a way to retire both of them. I know that there's a big demand to bring them both back, but I kind of am in the minority. Don't bring them back.
I mean, we'll see Tony and Black Widow, but like that's only because it happens in between Civil War and Infinity War.
That's fair. Yeah.
But like, so that makes sense. But like, I honestly think it's just like, from what I've read, I believe it's only one scene that he's in, and they actually cut it from Civil War. So
right.
I don't know
what it is. I
mean, don't confirm, but it was from a reliable place. I just can't. It's been so long since I've read that, so it's.
I don't know if I'm trusting sources anymore because we're getting stuff right from the actors, and it's ended up being false. So.
I told you guys this is the gaming industry all over again. These like Jim Ryan from PlayStation and even Phil Spencer from Xbox, like these guys talk out of their ass all the time. They will say one thing like for like a few months, and then like a year later, they will just totally jump ship and do something else. It's like, well, I don't know. PlayStation did kind of, market what was it, like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Horizon Zero Dawn 2 as PlayStation 5 exclusives because they said, oh, we believe in generations. And then they're like, oh, psych, they're actually coming to PlayStation 4 as well. So all the people who were excited to either sell their PlayStation 4 and get a PlayStation 5, even though it has backwards compatibility. I mean, Sony like misled their market with that. I mean, Xbox, honestly, I think they're doing the same thing with, the acquisition between them and Bethesda. They're saying, oh, we're a place for, multi-platform. We want everyone to share our games. It's like, you do not spend over, what was it, $7 million or $70 million on a studio and not have that shit be exclusive to your platform. So it's like Kevin Feige and all them, like going back to my original point, everyone's full of shit. Like everyone is. You cannot take everything seriously because they're just going to throw you off. Like even WandaVision, everyone's like, oh, well, it was supposed to be, what was it, like 6 hours or whatever? It's like, like 2 fucking years ago.
The last 3 episodes, an hour, bullshit.
I hated that post so much. Everyone's like, well, Kevin Feige said it. I'm like, where? Because you're just assuming that the last 3 episodes, like, well, if you look at the math, it's like, well, clearly your math was way off because this is around, I think it was 5 hours, maybe 5.5. I can't really remember.
Like that. It wasn't even like, I was like, nah, man, they're not going to make it to 6 hours, and that's fine.
Yeah.
We loved it anyway.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like this was a story about Wanda and her grief
I
And
wanted to ask what you guys' favorite episode of the season was.
Ooh.
Christian, you want to go first?
Yeah. I'm actually going to go with besides the first few episodes I adored because it was just so
Yeah,
fun.
right.
Yeah. I think episode 8 from last week was my favorite just because we got it was like the expedition episode, but like it was so much more insight into Wanda's grief and her backstory, just as a character, and the trauma that she has gone through, and we just got a little bit more explanation of why or how she became who she is. So I would definitely have to say episode 8 would probably be my favorite so far, and then this one probably be number 2. But it's just it's starting to bring things all together, and of course the Malcolm in the Middle episode that's definitely up there with me as well. But what about you, Leo?
Yeah, I'm gonna go episode 8 as well, just because it kind of brought the whole series full circle and explained how everything was happening the way it was. I really like that first episode as well, like something about just being outside of the seriousness of the MCU and just having a good time and enjoying these cheesy 50s style comedy jokes and laughs with the cast was a treat, like a real treat to just back off the serious Avengers stuff for a bit and just go straight for some old school comedy. I just got to say this, guys. I was reaching so far about Dottie.
Yeah.
So far.
Did you see the film theory that came out yesterday about Dottie?
No, I made a theory video about Dottie, and I thought she was either Clea, she was Mephisto himself, or that she was possibly, and this was before the Agatha all along. I thought she could be Agatha Harkness, but what a bust. She's just a woman named Sarah.
Yeah.
Which, hold on, folks. There is a mutant named Sarah who is Marrow. So maybe she's a mutant. I don't know.
They could all be mutants.
I'm reaching. The mutants is happening. Maybe Dottie's coming back, y'all.
Westview mutants.
The West mutants.
I mean, help me out, Kevin Feige. Help me.
Maybe. I mean, honestly, yeah. It could possibly happen. I don't know. Devin, what about you? What was your favorites?
See, it's sad for me. You're gonna see why I hate Ralph Boner so much. My favorite episode was episode 6, the Halloween Spooktacular.
Yeah,
and this kind of weakens that quite a bit because it's just like, who's this random guy I'm watching now? Who's Ralph Boner? I just love the chaotic energy that he brought in that episode. It was so Malcolm in the Middle. It was so perfect.
That entire episode was great. Like, it was shot exactly like Malcolm in the Middle.
It really was good.
It was so great.
But now it's just Ralph Boner in the middle. I don't know what to say.
Such a weird name, man. Like Ralph Boner. Why'd they have to go with that? The hell?
He was like, Boner.
Hey, Patrick. He's actually from my channel. Hello.
Hey, what's going on? So yeah, he says, well, I was wrong about Dottie. He also asks, what do you think of the final credit scene?
Multiverse, hopefully.
Yep.
That was my favorite. That was definitely my favorite one. I mean, I liked both scenes, the mid credit and the post credit, but it was just like, seeing Wanda finally in her element, and she said that, she doesn't understand her power, but she will. And then I know there was one other thing. I know people were kind of a little disappointed that, like, Wanda got away like scot-free, but I'm like, I mean, every Avenger has been doing that since like the inception of like the MCU, minus like Civil War, when they put in the Sokovia Accords. It's like, of course she had to run because those accords are, still in play. I'm assuming, even though I don't know if like the snap kind of changed things, but I'm assuming they're still in play.
And it's very possible that Doctor Strange 2 could start with him like looking for her. Yeah. I mean, it's like we say that she got off scot-free, but did she really? Like, exactly.
Like, there's going to be some kind of consequences to her actions because of what Agatha had said. She had opened up. She did something. She either opened up some kind of portal, or I really don't know. But
Something big and bad happened. That's for sure.
Like, I'm trying to figure out what it was, because it's like, what could it have been?
My theories are it's either mutants or the multiverse.
Maybe it was a multiverse. I don't know. I mean, people are still holding out for Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Spider-Man Far From Home.
They're saving them for Doctor Strange. The Raimi reunion. Don't worry.
Honestly,
not happening.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just saying, I never try to get my hopes up with this kind of stuff. So it's like,
definitely not now.
Yeah, I think we learned our lesson.
Oh my gosh. I've saw so many great theories out there, and that's what I love about the week-to-week experience. A lot of people may have thought, it's like, okay, could you imagine if we just got this right off the bat? We would have been done with this like 8 weeks ago. Like, I would have killed this in like a weekend, like 9 episodes, like with the runtimes that they gave us.
Yeah, this would have been a quick and easy in and out.
Yeah. One day.
It's like, all right, well, I guess we'll see you guys, in March for Falcon Winter Soldier, and the same thing happens. And it's like, there's just no fun in that. Like, I like, it gives us more content for the podcast. It gives more content for Leo for his channel as well. So it's like, for a lot of other content creators out there, it's like, yeah, it would be great to kind of do like the whole one and done and move on to the next thing. But this is like the start of like the MC, like, phase 4. Like, I want to get excited. I want to kind of theorize and have something to look forward to every single week, instead of just, I finished Queen's Gambit. What else am I
right? This is the return of appointment television. It's like that week to week feeling of Saturday morning cartoons, Game of Thrones, getting ready for it every single week.
Yeah,
this is killing it. And the Mandalorian started it on Disney Plus, and now the Marvel shows are in full effect.
Yeah, I think it's so smart. HBO Max does the same thing. When I was watching his Dark Materials, me and Griff Schiller covered it on the podcast. It was week to week. It was great to just talk about it. Great to like actually just, I don't know, like you said, we had something to look forward to. And it's like, there are other things that we can be watching, but I don't know. Zack Snyder, the Snyder Cut could have been doing the same thing, but whatever.
They want to stretch that out 4 weeks, though. I feel like they were like, let's just be done.
It's almost as if the fans have waited long enough.
Yeah, they were done. They were ready to wrap that up.
Yeah, so it's like honestly, I would have done this. Like, all right, just whatever. I understand their reasoning behind it, because people have been waiting for so long. So it's like, I don't know, but I swear, it's gonna happen. But I just don't want the whole Avengers versus Justice League movie discourse. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Of course. Yeah. It's not Justice League and Avengers without that. Remember everybody trashing on Justice League and be like, Avengers was the superior movie.
It was.
It happened now.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see once March 18th comes around. So, I definitely want to keep an open mind with that. I don't want to go into a movie saying, oh, well, this is going to suck, because I wouldn't want a 4-hour movie to suck, because that means I have to sit through a sucky 4-hour movie.
Hopefully it's great.
Hopefully. I'm sure it's better than the Josh Whedon version, but like, I don't know if it's going to be.
Just about anything's going to be better than that.
Yeah, like, and that's honestly not even saying much. So it's like, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm excited, like, to watch something new. I do want to see his vision, to see what he had planned. So we'll just have to keep our ears to the ground and wait and see for that. But we are coming up on time here. I know we've been talking here for a little bit over an hour. Was there anything else you guys wanted to touch on before we wrap up? I wanted to get your guys' scores as well. And for Leo, who doesn't know this, we changed our score a little bit.
Oh,
so we're going by the old school grading scale.
A to F.
A to F. A to F.
With minuses and pluses.
Oh, yeah, so not out of 100?
Yeah, well, it can't. I mean, it can be, but I mean, so like, let's say you wanted to give it like a 95 or like a 98, that would be like
Right,
an
that's
A+.
like an A+.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think the grading scale would be better. So it'd be like 95 to 100 A+, so on and so forth.
So yeah, let's do a score for the finale and then the overall season too.
Okay, Devin, you want to start us off with the score for the for the finale? Sorry.
Yeah,
For the finale, I'm gonna go with a B+.
Okay.
Could have been an A, but Ralph Boner exists. So.
Wow. Okay. Leo, what about you for the series finale?
For the finale, I'm gonna say the same. It was a solid B+. Maybe like teetering A-, but I agree. There are just some missed opportunities, I thought, with it. Ralph Boner,
the trolls caught up with them.
White Vision just dipping out, Monica not being in that much.
Yeah.
So a couple of missed opportunities, but all in all, the series as a whole, I would definitely give a higher score.
Okay. So I will give it I'll actually go with the A- as well. Just because, yeah, like pretty much for the same reason. Well, for the White Vision, kind of just dipping out. I did want to see what was happening with Dottie because they did kind of focus on her a little bit by saying,
yeah,
the key to the town, but it's like, like Leo says, she's just a chick named Sarah.
They dropped so many little clues that just kind of led nowhere.
The devil's in the details.
the devil's here.
Yeah, I never expected Mephisto to show up, to be completely honest, because of the whole Disney devil thing that happens. But I really did enjoy this. I mean, it's smaller things, that's why I'm giving it an A-. But it overall, I loved it. It's in my top. I think it's in my top 10 for MC. I think it's like number 5 or 6. I think it's number 6 on Letterboxd for my MCU films ranks. So it's experimental. It's fun. Anyone can enjoy this, and that's what It's just like with Star Wars. There's some kind of Star Wars content out there for everyone, and there's some kind of MCU content out there for everyone as well. So, but yeah, so I guess let's get into the overall of the of season 1 of WandaVision. Leo, what would you give the overall season?
Overall season, I'm giving a solid A. I thought that the overall season as a whole piece was incredible, man. Like every single week, there was another episode that just unraveled a layer of the story. And what was so cool is it honestly kept us mystified week to week. It was like, what's happening here? Oh my God, theory this, theory that. And honestly, I know some theories didn't come true, but I actually just enjoyed theorizing and getting to think about what the possibilities are, even though some of the results might have not been what we thought. No, there was no Mephisto. Ralph wasn't Mephisto. All this, no, but it was still a fun experience to come back and talk about it every single week and just theorize and plot and think like, what are they doing? The writing's incredible. The acting's incredible. The cinematography is fantastic. I mean, this is like an MCU movie. Seriously, the budget and in this last episode, that really did reveal that large budget because that CGI was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, just lush and made us feel like we were right in Westview with them. So this series, man, a solid A. Fantastic. Parts of Black Widow every week. Hey, man, like I'd be there at this point.
I just want them to release that fucking film. I
30-minute chunks.
Quick bites.
Oh my God. Rest in peace, right?
Yeah, rest in peace. Devin, what would you give the entire series out of your grade?
I'm gonna go with an A-, so pretty close.
Okay.
I didn't love the first few episodes. It's definitely not as much as you guys did. I thought they were kind of I mean, I know they were necessary, but I wouldn't rewatch them. I'll say that.
So
But after those first few, it definitely picked up, and it was just full steam ahead ever since those. Like all the theories, all the mysteries, the writing, it's all there.
So episode 4 was like where it like
it clicks. That's when it clicks. Like, okay, here we go. We're in.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually gonna go with a Leo score with a solid A. I've already kind of explain why I love the show so much. It was, but or this year's finale. But yeah, the overall show, I love, the mystery. Like there was like this huge elephant in the room. We didn't know what was going on with Wanda. We didn't know if she was, like in a hospital or kind of just like hallucinating or, something. Like I was like, okay, did something happen to Wanda after the events of Endgame? And she kind of just takes refuge, and it's just the whole grieving process. And I mean, I couldn't tell you what step of the grieving process she's in, but she's dealing with it in her own way, as does everyone who loses a loved one. The other White Vision's out there somewhere. I don't know what the heck he's doing, but I'm sure we're gonna see him again. It was kind of weird. He was just like, I'm Vision, and then just
dipped. I mean, just gone. How pissed would you guys have been if she just like woke up and this was all a dream?
I would have been pretty
Woo, boy, we would have been hot.
I would have been pretty sad.
I would have been like, okay, this is a solid C, fellas. Like,
Yeah. This is a D for dreams.
Right.
The D for dreams.
Oh man.
Yeah. But yeah, the entire series, I love the giddy, I love the first 3 episodes. It's just, it was, I don't know.
They took a risk and it paid off.
Yeah. I miss good sitcoms like that. Like you don't get good sitcoms like that anymore. You really don't.
I really don't, man.
And it's like, it sucks. Like, I mean, the whole laugh track thing, like, yeah, it's hokey, but even the ones today, they're just like downright awful. And I'm just like, y'all
I mean, some of them are good, like Schitt's Creek. And,
yeah.
There's a lot between those. Like, there's a lot of them that are just like, ugh. How did this make it on TV, baby?
Seriously, like who greenlit this idea? But I don't know. But yeah, a solid A for the entire season 1 of WandaVision. I don't think we're getting a season 2. I believe that is just going to go straight into the multiverse of madness of Doctor Strange. But yeah, I was a little bit bummed that we didn't get to see Doctor Strange, as I thought. But then again, this is Wanda's story, so. It is.
But even a post-credit scene, like, come on.
Yeah, post-credit scene would have held. But I like the 2 that we got.
Even if it's just the cape that showed up, like he's got a mind of its own, so he could have just came through.
Or Wong, just have Wong appear.
Yeah.
You need to come with me. It's like, what? Who are you? Yeah.
He was too busy hanging out with dragons with Raya.
He caught that tuna melt, so he couldn't.
He's got his burning fudge ice cream.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a bit chalky.
Shoot, to answer Patrick Cooper's question, he didn't know, or nobody knows. I'm hoping it's either mutants or multiverse, though.
Or
give
Mephisto.
us a rough owner.
Mutants, multiverse, or Mephisto, one of the 3 M's.
I love Ralph Boner needs his own spinoff because he's the husband of Agatha.
His man cave.
Yes, man.
That was so funny. He was like, the man cave, get away from the missus. I was like, oh, all right. Well, I guess that's true. But all right, guys, let's wrap up here. Again, Leo, thank you so much for joining, taking this journey with us throughout WandaVision. Love to have you back, talking anything else, we literally got, we
got 2 weeks. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Definitely, love to have you on. If you have the time, or we'll figure something out.
And back at you guys. Come through the channel.
Yeah, man. Literally, just like us. I mean, we did a little theorizing. What was it, this past Monday?
Yeah, man, and we weren't right about anything.
No, we weren't. I was like, oh my god, Michael Fassbender is gonna come up and he's gonna metal bend and he's gonna destroy White Vision. But I mean, it is fun to speculate. But I was like, 9 times that there's no way that's happening. Like if it did, I would have been like, what? Like holy crap, that would have been crazy. But it is what it is. But I wanted to take this time to give to Leo to let everyone know what's coming up on your channel, what you have planned for the rest of March, because it is busy, a busy month.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, I appreciate it. I'm going to be tuning into Superman and Lois, doing reactions on those episodes, and also Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'll also be doing reactions and coverage to My Hero Academia, too. So lots of shows coming up, also movies that are coming up as well. You've got Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's going to be a huge drop, and a big slate of movies, Godzilla versus Kong. Mortal Kombat is not coming out this month, but there's a lot down the line, guys. Like so many more movies coming up on the channel. Coming Monday will be my Coming to America review, and I already have my review for Raya and the Last Dragon up and Chaos Walking, and I have my reaction for the last episode, sadly, of WandaVision, guys. So go check that out on my channel, youtube.com/geekthegoods, and yeah, I'll see you there.
All right, yeah, thanks for that. I'm so happy for My Hero. Like I am.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
When is that drop? When is
late March? It's gonna be a late March drop. I want to say the last Friday. I think I think it might be the last Saturday, March 26th.
Okay, so it's like barely March.
Right. Let me see.
March, but yeah, that is one thing I love that show so much.
March 27th. So
okay.
That is the last Saturday.
Okay, so that's right around the bend with Godzilla versus Kong, pretty much.
I think it's a week right after.
Oh Lord.
Ooh, March is packed.
It is. I don't think it's nothing slowing down, but we're gonna take it one piece at a time. But of course, you can listen. Wanted to thank everyone for tuning into the live stream portion. And for all you audio listeners out there, thank you for listening. You know, we're on our road to 10K downloads. We're almost there, so it's very, very exciting. You know, thank you for all the feedback we've been getting, and of course, leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps out with our ratings and just our placement overall. You know, we want to give you guys the best podcast that we can. So I believe next week, what are we doing next week, Devin? Oh yeah, I think we're just going to do kind of like, so since we went like the news this week, I think we'll just start back up with the news next week and kind of
have the behind the scenes WandaVision episode.
Yeah. We have that as well. And I think we'll be talking a little bit of like Falcon Winter Soldier, what to kind of expect from that, I suppose. But yeah, this will be the last MCU coverage for at least for until the next 2 weeks drop, and you can listen to this podcast on platforms around the internet, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Wow, at Film Optics. That is Optics with an X. So let me close us out here, and we'll say our goodbyes. And that's a wrap for today, everyone. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to check out the other shows over on musiccitydrivein.com and subscribe to our show so you never miss an episode. That was Devin, Leo, and my name is Christian. And we'll see you guys in the next one. And before we go, we have one little surprise for you guys. We all love the Agatha theme Post credit.
Oh yeah.
Post credit on the pod right here. We got Agatha all along. It is a trap mix. I forgot the name of the guy who actually made it. I was trying to find his actual handle, but
whoever you are, much credit, man.
Yeah, much credit. So let's close out here with the Agatha trap.
Trapaholics mixtape. Dang son, why'd you make this?
Pulling every evil street. It's connected all our songs. She's insidious. That you haven't even noticed. Stand up, pity is it's too late to fix anything. Now that everything has gone wrong, wish you had it gone. Tell me how it goes.
And I killed Sparky too.
All right. So we'll see you
Amazing.
guys next time. Until then, stay safe.
See ya.
And see ya. Okay, there we go.